Hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Chris Maloney back with you for another edition of CWN Predicts Impact Wrestling Hardcore Justice 2021, taking place live this afternoon at 3 o'clock p.m. on Fight as well as Impact Plus. It's kind of a weird time as far as 3 p.m. goes for an Impact pay-per-view, but the fact is they are not stepping up and going straight up against WrestleMania, so good for them. And, WrestleMania being 2 nights, so the fact is tomorrow wouldn't have worked as well. But like I said, Impact Wrestling Hardcore Justice 2021, Skyway Studios, Nashville, Tennessee, 3 p.m. today on Fight as well as Impact Plus. 7 big matches at hand, and my cat Rizzo has made an appearance already, so we'll have to wait and see. He's pretty good. It's like as soon as I go on and he hears my voice, the announcing broadcast podcast voice, whatever the case may be, he's out. And he's out and about. He right before I went on, he was just sitting there chilling and sleeping, and now he's out eating. So it's something to do with the podcast or whatever the case may be. On top of that, my daughter, when she saw me setting up the cord, so I have an Ethernet cord going from the laptop straight into the router, she decided to put her skipping rope next to the cord itself. So that's another connection I have, just in case the blue cord doesn't work. The pink skipping rope is there as well. But that's my toddler. He'll be 3 in June. So thank you very much. But anyways, like I said, 7 big matches on hand tonight. Hardcore Justice is the name of it, and every match was put together by the innovator of violence, Tommy Dreamer, given permission by the one and only Scott D'Amore to be able to do that. So, guys, if you're watching the premiere, thank you very much. If you're listening audio, thank you very much as well. I'll get to some news with regards to other premieres as well as prediction shows right after I'm done doing this one. But match number 1 of the night is a Charlie Legal match, and it's Shira taking on Hernandez with Rohit Raju potentially in Hernandez's corner. The rules of the match are this: chairs are legal. It's that simple. So anyways, you've got Shira, who is Rohit Raju's former ally, and then Hernandez, who is Rohit Raju's new ally. As long as there's money involved, Hernandez is there. But the fact is, these two are going to go to the blows tonight, this afternoon. And, Hernandez, Shira, 2 big dudes. And the next thing you know, you're putting chairs in their hands. So what do? I've always been a fan of Rohit Raju. Go back to some of the other podcasts I've done. You can hear that. But the fact is, when it comes down to it, Shira, does he get the last laugh, so to speak, in this match, or does Hernandez get the payoff? I'm thinking new connection, between Rohit and Hernandez. Have a go with it, see where it goes. And so I'm going to say Hernandez with the win on this one. Shira takes the loss, and Rohit Raju gets the last laugh in this match there. Match number 2, and it's weird to say during WrestleMania weekend, but hardcore blindfold match. And when anybody who knows about the WrestleMania, I think it was 7, Jake the Snake Roberts as well as Rick the Model Martel blindfold match. But this is a hardcore blindfold match. So I'm assuming, I haven't read the rules, but I'm assuming that anything goes. They're blindfolded, but if they pick up a weapon, they're able to use it. Look at referee. That's all I can say to that one. But it's Brian Myers taking on Jake Something. And, it's do you give the win to Jake Something, or do you go on and give the win to Brian Myers? Knowing that Brian Myers is facing Matt Cardona coming up at, I want to say Revolution. That is not right. It's Rebellion next month. I'm going to say you've got to give the win to Brian Myers. You're going to make him look strong, especially going into that match against Cardona. So hardcore blindfold match. I'm going to say Brian Myers for the win there. Match number 3 of the night, Doc Gallows going solo with Carl Anderson in his corner, taking on Black Taurus with Decay. A huge fan of Black Taurus. The guy's just got an interesting gimmick, but he can move in the ring as well. And, put him up against Doc Gallows. I'd like to say no contest between these two guys, because the fact is, when it comes down to it, I don't want to see Doc Gallows lose going into the main event next month. I don't necessarily want to see Black Taurus lose necessarily right away yet. But he's got Decay in his corner. So Crazy Steve as well as, Rosemary. So, but I don't know if Rosemary is going to be in his corner because she's in one of the other matches tonight. So the fact is, when it comes down to it, I got to say, give the win to Black Taurus. If it's not going to be a no contest, I hate predicting no contest, but I'm going to say Black Taurus for the win here, which is going to be an upset, but it definitely puts him in contention for a championship, as well as the fact he's still new in Impact Wrestling. So give him the win here. Match number 4 of the night, 3-way tag team battle. We got Ace Austin and Mystery Partner taking on Josh Alexander and Mystery Partner, taking on TJP and Mystery Partner. So Obviously, Ace Austin's going to hook up with Madman Fulton there. Josh Alexander, I don't know who he's going to pick. I'm going through the roster there. Chris Bay's injured at this point. Trey's hooked up with Sammy Callahan. Who do you put him with? And then TJP, I mean, obviously it makes sense to put him with Falaba. But if that's the case, then you want to put Josh Alexander with the big man as well, because you got Madman Fulton, Falaba at that point. I don't necessarily know who they're going to put Josh Alexander with. It's a prediction show, so I should be making a prediction on this one here. If I go through the roster itself, and let me see if I can bring up some notes here from the last show I had done, and see if there's any names that I kind of stand out here. So bear with me just a sec. I just got to go into my notes folder here, and then go into. Oh wait, I think I skipped a folder here. Just bear with me a second. Say here. Nope. Guys, listen to audio. I'm going through folders right now. That's all there is to it. Where are we? What am I looking for specifically? Oh, here we go. So going through, I'm going to, you know what? Sabin would be a cool choice for Josh Alexander. Or the other name that's standing out as well is Matt Cardona. So do you put him in this match? So I'm going to say TJP Falaba. I'm going to say Ace Austin as well as Madman Fulton. I'm going to say Josh Alexander. You got James Storm. You got Chris Sabin. I'm going to say Matt Cardona. I'm going to say Cardona is the tag team partner here with regards to Josh Alexander. I'm going to say, and saying that, I'm going to say Josh Alexander and Matt Cardona pick up the win in this three-way tag team battle there. So I'm going to say Ace Austin, Madman Fulton, Josh Alexander, and Matt Cardona, and TJP and Falaba. I'm going to say Josh Alexander and Matt Cardona for the win. So let's see if I'm right on this one there. So that is my match number 4 predictions there. 3 left. Match number 5 could be match of the night. Definitely interesting as far as what's at stake. Number 1 contenders knockouts weapons match. Jordan Grace taking on Susan, taking on Tennille Dashwood, taking on Havoc, taking on Rosemary, taking on Alicia Edwards. And number 1 contender knockouts weapons match at that. Tennille didn't necessarily want to be in the match because the fact is she's too pretty. Havoc, it's right up her avenue. Rosemary, it's right up her avenue. Alicia, she's small, but she can definitely get in there and take it to anybody, for that nature. Jordan Grace, she had her moment. I don't think it's going to be her. Susan, it wouldn't surprise me if they give the match to Susan. So number 1 contender knockouts weapon match, and all of a sudden they get Susan, all dressed up in business suit. And next thing you know, she ends up winning the weapons match into number 1 contender. And do we see Su Yung make a return? We don't. Or maybe we see Susie make a return. But I'm going to say Susan wins, and all of a sudden we see the return somewhat by rebellion, I'm going to say, of Su Yung. So I'm going to say Susan takes the number 1 contender knockouts weapons match here. That's going to be interesting. Match number 6, definitely contender for match of the night as well. Title versus career match. The one and only Deonna Purrazzo, the Virtuosa, taking on Jazz. Jazz putting her career on the line against Deonna Purrazzo. If we're going to put the number 1 contender on Susan, Su Yung, Jazz, as much as I'd like to see her win, it's her time's done. They should have had that moment a while ago. But the fact is, title versus career on an pay-per-view, not necessarily main stage. If this had been Rebellion on Sunday, April 25th, with regards to this match, I would have probably picked Jazz, but knowing it's on this show here, WrestleMania Saturday, so to speak, it makes no sense for me. So not for me, but for Impact Wrestling, I almost said TNA, Impact Wrestling, to put the title on Jazz this afternoon. So I'm going to see Deonna Purrazzo for the win. She goes into Rebellion as champ against the number 1 contender, obviously, but I'm going to say Deonna Purrazzo to win and to retain her title, and that is it for the career of Jazz as far as Impact Wrestling goes. Anyways, she's obviously going to be welcome backstage to help out with the division. But I'm going to say Deonna Purrazzo for the win there. And then match number 7, which is an 8-man hardcore tag team match. And guys, I've actually got a graphic for this one, so I'm getting used to the overlay system here as far as StreamYard goes. But as you can see there, Hardcore Justice, Hardcore War, and there's 8 men involved. So 2 men start alone for 5 minutes. Every 2 minutes, a new man enters from alternative teams. The match cannot end until the final man has entered. After all 8 men have entered, the match is won by pinfall or submission. No disqualifications, and as you can see, taking place today at 3 p.m. So, guys, that is the rules there for Hardcore War. As you can see, it's kind of really comparative to War Games without the cages, obviously. And War Games is 5-minute intervals, I believe, if I'm correct. But the fact is, when it comes down to it, the names in this match are Tommy Dreamer, Rich Swann, Willie Mack, and Eddie Edwards on the one side, taking on Violent by Design, which is Eric Young, Diener, Joe Doring, and Rhino on the other side there. So, looking at this, who needs the win? Obviously, I mean, factor is we know that EY is injured, currently. And then when you look at the rest of the roster there, Diener taking a loss this past Thursday to Sabin. I want to say Eric Young because it's right in front of me, but Sabin. Joe Doring and Rhino obviously being part of that group as well. But who needs the win? Who needs the major win going into a Rebellion next month? And Tommy Dreamer at the helm. Tommy Dreamer putting this card together. Tommy Dreamer in the main event with the Impact World Champion Rich Swann, Willie Mack, and Eddie Edwards. I'm going to say Tommy Dreamer, Rich Swann, Willie Mack, and Eddie Edwards for the win. And as far as who gets pinned, I'm going to say Rich Swann over. I'm going to say Eric Young. I'm going to say Eric Young's healthy enough to be part of this. Obviously, the event itself, would have been pre-taped if Eric Young is in the match. But fact is, when it comes down to it, I'm going to say Rich Swann pinning Eric Young, knowing the history between the two guys there, to win and to look strong going into Rebellion there, guys. So match number 1, like I said, Hernandez with the win. Number 2, we got Brian Myers with the win. Match number 3, I'm going to say Black Taurus. Match number 4, I'm going to say Josh Alexander and Matt Cardona in the 3-way tag team battle for the win. Match number 5, I'm going to say Susan in the number 1 contenders knockouts weapons match to pick up the victory there to go on to Rebellion. Match number 6, I'm going to say Diana Perrazzo to retain. Jazz's career is over. And then match number 7, main event 8-man hardcore war match is Tommy Dreamer, Rich Swann, Willie Mack, and Eddie Edwards for the win. And I'm going to say Rich Swann gets the pinfall on the one and only EY there. So that is my predictions for Impact Wrestling Hardcore Justice 2021, taking place live this afternoon, 3:00 p.m. on Fight as well as Impact Plus. I will be back for the recap show sometime tomorrow. It is WrestleMania weekend, so it's just a matter of timing. And March break just started, so I've got my toddler as well as my wife, to spend time with as well. But enjoy the show this afternoon. Enjoy WrestleMania tonight, guys. I'll be back at 3:00 today for premiere for WrestleMania Night 1 for my predictions for Night 1 of WrestleMania. So, take a small break, get some food into you, come back at 3 p.m., watch the premiere for WrestleMania Night 1 predictions. But like I said, I'll be back tomorrow sometime with the recap show for Impact Wrestling Hardcore Justice 2021. But regardless of the case, enjoy wrestling all weekend long, no matter what you're watching. Enjoy Impact Wrestling Hardcore Justice this afternoon. Enjoy WrestleMania tonight, WrestleMania tomorrow. And like I said, I'll be back with the recap show sometime tomorrow, and back, just within a matter of minutes, so to speak, 3:00 today for the premiere. WrestleMania Predicts the Night 1. So look for that later this afternoon. So guys, thanks a lot for watching, listening, and we will talk again sometime soon.